Hi everyone. My name is Susan, I'm 34 years old, and I live in Atlanta, Georgia. I've never told this story publicly, but today, you're going to hear exactly how I found out my best friend slept with my husband, and how I got my revenge without ever lifting a finger. I met my husband, Daniel, when I was 24. We fell in love so fast. He was my college sweetheart, charming, tall, funny. He made me feel like I'd won the jackpot. We got married 2 years later in a small church wedding. At the time, I was working part-time and trying to build my own graphic design business. Daniel worked in finance, so he made good money. He encouraged me to stay home and focus on my dreams, so I did. Looking back, I realized that was his first chess move. He wanted me dependent. I met Chloe, my so-called best friend, through Daniel's cousin. She was the life of the party, wild, loud, pretty in a messy way. We were complete opposites but somehow we clicked. She called me her sister. I believed her. Every Friday night, Chloe would come over with wine. We'd sit in my kitchen gossiping for hours. She always told me, "Girl, you're too good for Daniel. Men like him can't handle a queen." I thought she had my back. When things started to feel off. About 3 years into our marriage, Daniel started acting different. Coming home late. Always working late, but his shirt smelled like fancy cologne I didn't buy him. I asked him once, "Are you seeing someone?" He laughed and called me paranoid. He even told Chloe in front of me. Chloe put her arm around me and said, "Girl, please. Daniel's obsessed with you. Nobody could replace you." Then she started showing up less often. The wine nights stopped. She'd text me excuses, working late. Out of town. Seeing someone new. She never said who. I didn't want to be that paranoid wife, so I brushed it off. But one night I couldn't sleep, so I did the thing they always tell you not to do. I went through Daniel's phone. The night everything changed. He was in the shower. I knew his passcode. My hands were shaking so bad I almost dropped the phone. At first, I found nothing. But then I saw a folder, hidden in his email drafts. Hundreds of photos, videos, all of Chloe. I felt like someone poured ice water down my spine. There they were, in our bed, in our kitchen, in my car. He even bought her gifts I thought were for me, the same perfume, the same lingerie. I didn't cry. Not right away. I felt like I was floating above my own body. When he came out of the shower, I handed him his phone and said, "You left your trash open." He looked at me like a deer in headlights. He tried to deny it at first. But you can't deny Chloe's face moaning in my damn bedsheets. I didn't scream. I didn't throw things. I told him to sleep on the couch. I texted Chloe, "I know. Don't ever contact me again." She didn't even reply, just blocked me. Daniel begged. He said it was just that Chloe meant nothing. He said we could fix it with therapy. He even offered to cut her off. But I was done with him the second I saw that video. Here's where it gets good, I didn't divorce him right away. I waited. Quietly. I started copying bank statements, taking screenshots, saving receipts. I found out they'd used our joint money to book hotels and buy gifts. I even found out he'd lent her $5,000 from our savings, which he lied to me about when I asked why the account was low. I played the perfect wife for 2 more months. I cooked dinner. I smiled. I pretended I forgave him. He was so comfortable he even forgot to log out of his secret email. While he slept, I found something else. Chloe was pregnant. And guess who thought it was a good idea to tell Daniel in an email draft? So there I was, a wife with receipts, sleeping next to a liar every night. I kept replaying those photos and videos in my head. Some nights, I'd wake up at 3 a.m. just to watch him snore beside me. The man I once trusted with everything, sharing my bed with secrets he thought he buried. I didn't tell a soul. Not my sister, not my mom, not even my childhood best friend who always said, "Girl, watch these men, they're snakes. Why? Because if there's one thing I learned, the more silent you are, the more stupid they think you are. And stupid women get underestimated. Meanwhile, Daniel thought he'd won me back. He started buying me flowers, random takeout dinners, booking fake date nights, trying to prove he'd changed. He'd smile at me across the table, acting so normal, asking how my day was. Sometimes, I'd catch myself almost laughing. If only he knew I'd been on the phone with a divorce lawyer that same morning. One evening, about a month into my silent plan, I got a knock on the door. I thought it was Daniel, maybe he forgot his keys. But when I opened it, my heart stopped. Standing there, in ripped jeans and fake eyelashes hanging on for dear life, was Chloe. Her eyes were puffy. She looked like she hadn't slept in days. "Susan, please. Can we talk?" Part of me wanted to slam the door in her face. But the other part? I wanted to see how pathetic she'd gotten. So I stepped aside. She sat on my couch she'd probably moaned on once, hugging a throw pillow like a lost kid. She started crying. "It was a mistake. He told me you didn't care anymore. He told me you were cold. He said he was leaving you." "Susan, I swear. I never meant to." I sat across from her, just watching. Not a single tear fell from my face. She cried enough for both of us. When she realized I wasn't gonna say anything, she switched tactics. She pulled out her phone, showing me texts. Turns out, Daniel had been feeding her lies too. He told her I knew and didn't care. He promised to divorce me and buy her a condo. He said I'd never fight him because I was too weak. Hearing that part actually made me smirk. Weak? All right. I asked her, "So why are you here?" She sniffled, "Because he ghosted me. He hasn't answered my calls for days. I think he's seeing someone else." I leaned back. The irony. The side chick who broke my trust, sitting here asking me for sisterhood. 2 nights later, Daniel said he had to work late. I told him to have fun. The second he left, I grabbed my keys. I drove to the same hotel he used to sneak around in. The front desk clerk recognized me. "Mrs. Graham? Checking in?" I smiled. "Not exactly. I just want to know what room my husband is in tonight." I slipped him a $50. He gave me the room number with no questions asked. I didn't go up there, though. Not yet. I just sat in my car, parked where I could see the entrance. An hour later, he walked in, with another woman. Not Chloe. Someone new. Younger. Blonde. I snapped pictures from my dashboard. I felt nothing. My heart didn't race. I didn't even cry. I printed those photos. Next morning, I taped one to the bathroom mirror. Another one I slipped in his laptop bag. The third, I left on his car windshield. When he came home that night, he didn't mention it. He looked pale. Sweaty. He asked if I saw anyone near his car. I said, "Maybe it's your conscience leaving you clues." He started panicking. He tried to get into my phone at night while I pretended to sleep. I left it open on purpose, but there was nothing. I saved all the real files somewhere else. I knew he'd come crawling back to Chloe once the new girl ghosted him. Sure enough, Chloe texted me screenshots a week later. "He's calling me again. Should I answer?" I said, "Yes. And record it." So she did. Turns out Daniel promised Chloe he'd make things right, but only if she'd help him move some money so Susan doesn't find out. That was my jackpot. He was about to commit fraud, using our joint funds. Now I had him for cheating and trying to hide assets. I asked Chloe to forward me everything. I promised her nothing but silence. She did it, because she wanted to stay on my good side now. The whole time, we still hosted dinners. We still went to his parents' house on Sundays. His mom would say, "You two are perfect. Just wait till you have babies. Inside, I wanted to scream, but outside, I smiled and passed the mashed potatoes. I knew exactly which week to strike, his company's big promotion announcement. He'd been bragging he'd be VP soon. The image of the loyal husband was part of his pitch. So I waited, with my receipts. Chloe's screenshots. Hotel photos. Bank transfers. Everything. 2 days before the promotion dinner, he asked me, "Do you still love me?" I looked him dead in the eyes and said, "I love myself more." That night, I packed a bag, not for me, but to keep at my sister's place. I called my lawyer. I double-checked my evidence. I made an extra copy on a USB drive. I slept like a baby. He didn't know I'd be at his big dinner. He didn't know I'd walk in with Chloe's files, the hotel receipts, the photos, and a calm smile. When I had everything I needed, I called my lawyer. Turns out, in Georgia, cheating can still help you in court if you can prove misuse of marital funds. I filed for divorce and served him the papers at his job, in front of his boss. I sent Chloe a baby gift, a pack of diapers with a note that said, "Congrats on your new family. Hope he cheats on you too." Petty, I know, but satisfying. The best part? I froze our joint accounts before he could drain them. I got the house, half his retirement, and a fresh start. Chloe's baby? Not his. She'd been sleeping with his coworker too. The DNA test proved it. It's been 2 years. I'm living in my own condo. My business is thriving. Daniel moved to a tiny apartment and keeps trying to check on me. I blocked him. Chloe moved away when her new baby daddy ghosted her. Sometimes people ask if I regret it, wasting all those years. I don't. I got my lesson. I got my revenge. And now I know my worth. If you're watching this and someone's lying to you, remember, you don't always need to shout. Sometimes silence and receipts are all you need to bury a snake. My name is Susan, and this was my revenge diary. If you've got a story like mine, drop it in the comments, maybe I'll read it next.